Hey guys, it's JC, the Gospel Centered Health Coach. I'm telling you right now, I know flat out, this is not going to be my most popular video. In fact, I almost didn't record it because I thought, I don't know if people will care or if this will even be an intriguing subject. Most people, when I tell them that we did a 3-day fast, they think we're nuts. It was me and my daughter and my husband. Let me just share the story. I had second thoughts about recording it because there were some profound results from this experience. It was something I never, ever, ever thought I would try. I've been in this health coach realm for a long time. I've heard of block fasting. I've had patients that did it in the clinic. The doctor I work with has done it, a several-day fast. And I honestly thought they were crazy too. Like, why would you do that? It sounds like extreme dieting. Like, I had closed myself off to it for so many years and just went, nope, that's not my path. I'm not going to even consider that. But this is what happened. A couple weeks ago, my daughter and I have both been going through some digestive issues, different issues, but it just isn't resolving. It isn't resolving. And both of us eat fairly well, take supplements. You know, we tried the usual things, and we were talking about some different answers, and somehow the idea of a fast came up. We were actually talking about candida, which is the yeast you do have in your body. Normally, candida is normal to have, but it can get overgrown. And we do some work with that in the clinic. And so I was talking to my daughter Lexi about that. Did a little candida test. You can fill a glass with cold water, or just water. Doesn't have to be any temp, but just fill it with water, and then this is gross, but you spit on top of the water, and the spit's supposed to float. I know, nasty, but if you start to see a lot of heavy spit sinking to the bottom of the glass, that shows some overgrowth in your body. I've been, as the health coach in my office, I've done that test hundreds of times on people. And I know you can get online and read stuff about it, and some people are like, this is amazing, and other people are like, this test is stupid. But I've done it on hundreds, and I can tell you, just by my questionnaire with somebody and their lifestyle, I can tell you pretty much what I'm going to see in that spit test. The more toxic a life, I will see those results. So Lexi and I were talking about that, and we did the test, and it showed some candida overgrowth. And she said, well, Mom, I'm going to try it fast. First, it was her idea. We were looking at some different things, and she said, I think I want to try a 3-day fast. And I was like, more power to you. She's studying nutrition, this would be kind of cool thing to learn. And I just kind of dismissed it and went to work. And as I talk about on this channel, I try to be very faith-based and spirit-led and prayerful in my health decisions, not just my spiritual ones. And so throughout the day, I kept getting this feeling that I needed to do it with her. And again, I knew it was God because I never would have done that ever. Never. So I started having this feeling like it was an important experience that I needed to have too. And so I came from work, and we started talking about it. And she's like, I'm not pushing you. And I said, I know, I just think I'm supposed to. And the funny thing was then, the more we talked about it, the more my husband decided he wanted to give it a try too. Part of it was digestive, just to see if it could reset the body. But there were some other reasons, and we'll talk more about that in a second. So we just had dinner on a Thursday night, and we decided we were going to have water only. We didn't fast from water, lots and lots of water. And we put lemon in it because that's a squeezed lemon juice, real lemon juice in the water, because that's a very, very good cleansing addition to kind of give that whole digestive system a chance to just have a break. That was my motivation, Lexi's motivation, but also I just felt like it was something the Lord wanted me to do. I'm not really one of those people that does things just to prove I can. I don't need to do that. And it wasn't about weight loss. It was just kind of like, all right, let's give this a shot. I just kind of want to see what it feels like, because I've only gone 24 hours. That's the most I've ever fasted. So it was rough. We all just kind of had a quiet weekend. So we went all day Friday, all day Saturday, and then went till dinner on Sunday. And we kind of helped each other through it. There were some moments where we were just gone out on the couch sleeping, but I thought I'd be like the whole time. But we went 4-wheeling as a family. We did some stuff. We were out and about, and it was amazing how my body just continued to function. Definitely by the third day, I was getting a little lightheaded, and my energy was really low. I mean, what you'd expect, but it was amazing how I wasn't ravenous the whole time. I was just kind of, my body went into a quieter mode a little bit. And we all just kind of prayerfully just kept going till that third day was over. And we were also very contemplative about when we broke our fast. We wanted to do it not just like, give me the kitchen, I want to eat all the food, I'm so hungry. It didn't feel like that. That was the first thing that surprised me, is as we concluded it, my digestion was humming. It was beautiful. You could tell my body was so happy to get the break from just the constant influx. I mean, like I said, I eat well, but I eat every day, and things had not been running very smoothly. And for those 3 days, my digestion was just quiet. It just gave it a chance to heal and reset, and I loved that. But all of us said, as we approached that first meal, the biggest surprise after doing a 3-day fast was that we had a real humility. Number one, about our dependence, our body's dependence on this gift from God, that we need this sustenance every day. Just humility, how quickly we get weak by not having that. But also not just a humility for that, but a humble gratitude for that continual manna that is given to us every single day to help us function. I ate that first meal after 3 full days, almost 72 hours of fasting. I ate that first meal with so much humility and gratitude, with almost a reverence. And what I started to ponder, going in, I hadn't seen the results and why I would need to do this. I understood them by the time I was done. One was absolutely physical, to let my body have a break, to let it reset and do some healing and do some shifting and just let that digestion calm down a little bit. But it also was such a reminder, I can get emotional in my eating. I can get stress. I can stress eat. I know I teach those things, but it doesn't mean that I'm like fixed forever. I have to stay on it. I have to watch myself, because it's easy to slip, like I've said in some other videos. But those 3 days, it's like having a social media fast, or just when you fasted from anything else, it's good to just step away. It let me just step away. And as I came back to food, I didn't want to just attack it like some glutton. I didn't want to be mindless in my eating. I wanted to be very mindful and grateful. It just reset not just my body, but the way that I viewed food for that whole week after my fast. I was just very tender toward it and very grateful for it and reverent about it, and not so mindless or grabbing food on your way out the door. I was just very, very, I'd been shifted in my mind and my heart. The other thing is, I think the Lord wanted me to see that I could. I was so quick to dismiss it because food is always an issue for me. It always is. And I dismiss a lot of things like, oh no, I would never do that, or I could never do that. And I'm so quick to judge and to jump on to conclusions. And I think it was good for me to just see that with his help, I was okay. I wasn't falling apart. Like, my body was functioning. And like I said, we went up into the mountains and we did other stuff. And we all, I mean, it wasn't the easy, it was difficult, but it's showing me again that hard things are possible through him. But that also that seasons of rest are important, even for the body. I don't know that I'll do this very often. We all lost quite a bit of weight. We all lost like 7 or 8 pounds. Didn't stay off. And that's not what it was about. I mean, it rebounds after that, because that's not all fat loss. That's not, it rebounded a bit. But I had a new perspective. Every other type of season in life has a built-in rest. The Sabbath, for during the week, you have that 7th day. During the day, you have that night. My body was never getting rest. Eat, 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 eat. And my digestion just was kind of showing that. And so to have that kind of reset, I may not do a 3-day, maybe once a year. Lexi and I were talking about it. Maybe. It was tough. And she works out a ton. And so it was especially tough for her because she's used to a just a lot of food to sustain her activity level. But it was a really good experience. In fact, she has an Instagram devoted to wellness and fitness, and she did a whole vlog about our fasting experience. And so I'll put her link below. I'm not going to do more than just this quick video. I'll put that, Lexi Whiteman, her little Instagram that she does. She's personal trainer and certified in nutrition, but also getting a degree in nutrition. But I'm telling you, I would recommend it if ever you feel that prompting. Again, I was so quick to dismiss it as another type of dieting or another type of deprivation, but it wasn't about weight loss for us. It brought a reverence and a gratitude for food that I hadn't had in a very long time. So for that alone, it was a gift that even if I slide back into some of my old habits, that 3 days is with me, and I'm very grateful. And I don't want to take food lightly and just, we just tend to just munch so mindlessly. It really did deepen my appreciation for that thing in my life, and also want me to treat it more carefully, or help me want to treat it more carefully. But also it showed me the importance of every once in a while putting the brakes on and just having a mental and emotional check. Like, is this, and through that fast, being able to say, am I doing okay? Have I got this under control? Am I eating in a spirit-led, faith-based way where it is not mastering me, but I'm mastering it? The fast allowed me to master that for 3 days, to the point where it could help me assess as I went back to my normal eating schedule. And I've said in other videos, I don't eat sugar, I don't eat white flour, but I can still swing towards some little bit of emotional eating with healthy food. And so it was a check. It was a perspective shift. It really was a powerful experience. So I just share that with you in case you've ever heard about, intermittent fasting. People are talking about this all over the web, about block fasts and doing it regularly. Maybe, I'm not going to never say never. Maybe I'll move into a place where I do this more regularly, maybe for a couple of days. I'm not quite sure how this is going to fit into my future, but I will say that it was a profound experience. Humbling, but also very empowering to see what it felt like just to step away, allow my body, my brain, my mind, all to have that rest and that reset. So questions in the comments below, but I hope it didn't scare anybody away. Like I said, watch Lexi's vlog and you'll get more information. But I just think the Lord, if we listen and let him guide our health, and that comes down to even our dieting and what we're eating and how we're managing all of that, he will lead us through the experiences that will help us keep that thing under control and keep it surrendered to him rather than raging out of control in our lives. So thanks. I hope that was helpful. Have a great week. Thanks for joining me.